Hi guys, this is Dr. Pasha Mukherjee. I'm the current Miss England, and this is my mom.
Hi, I'm Meeta.
Just to recap, I'm 24 years old. I have no current health conditions. Mum?
I'm 50-year-old and I've got high blood pressure and I'm pre-diabetic.
Okay, so this is our week 1 update on prolongevity. I've got a few questions that I've got to ask you and myself. I'm going to go straight ahead with it. So, a week ago, we put the device on. Show them your device.
Here you go.
Yes, mine's over here. You can't see it, but you can probably see it through there. Right. So, what was your initial thoughts, your immediate thoughts just before we applied the device?
A bit scared. Because it had a needle.
Yes, we both saw the needle and we were a bit scared.
Yeah.
And what happened straight as we were doing it? What was your reaction once you actually had it applied?
You don't even come to know.
Yeah, you can't feel it.
You can't feel it.
You actually don't feel it at all. It just feels like a little pressure. That's it. It doesn't even feel painful. It's so tiny, the needle is. What were you feeling about your first blood sugar reading?
Excited. I was really excited to know what the sugar level is. Never had that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a packet of biscuits immediately before I actually applied the device.
Right.
So I knew that it might come up a little bit high, but I was really surprised to see how high it came even 2 hours after me having had the biscuits.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. It really made me not touch those biscuits again, actually. That first reading just set that precedent in my head that I didn't want to eat biscuits again. Next question. What are some of the highs of the past week of being with prolongevity? So the highlights for me this week were the first day when I kept trying to, do the readings every hour and seeing the pattern, what foods, how they were impacting, how long the blood sugar would stay high, and also I felt somewhat cool about having this device stuck to me, showing off a little bit. Kind of, unfortunately, doesn't show through my clothes. I wish it did, because then I would be like, oh, this? Oh, yeah. This is a blood sugar monitor. I wish, but you can't see it. And in the hospital, most people don't ask. The ones that do, I've talked to them about it. But what about you? What was the highs?
I've had the chance of showing people this, because I was wearing sleeveless. It's been hot, the weather. So yeah, and people have been asking what it is, and yeah, the good thing was that I could tell straight away. It is something which is telling you, like, if you've eaten a bread, what sort of reading. Again, you ate rice, so in the evening the reading will be changed because you've moved from one carb type to another carb. If you had some biscuits, it'll show a bit higher. If you have not eaten for a long time and then ate, it will jump. If you've eaten in small portions throughout the day, so you can actually see so many things, and it's just amazing how all these are related. So that was really nice, something different.
What have been some of the challenges that you have faced in the last week?
Well, the fact that I think to maintain the sugar levels, that is one thing, because sometimes you didn't know that what portion size is enough to have you going, at the same time not dropping after a point so low that you'd immediately need replenishment. So it is these, like, to try to understand what kind of food will give you a steady go throughout the day. I think that is one thing which we are learning, which is something which you never thought before. Another challenge is, I think,
Habits, isn't
habits.
it?
Yeah, because you're so used to set up in, because in our age, you are set up in your ways and you've been doing it for years, to change those things and actually seeing the benefits of change. Unless you can see it, it's hard to change. It's hard to change even after seeing, but I'm saying if you don't see these regular changes, then obviously you want to do it. This is why people do it. People go for dieting and all that, and then they come back to it, you see.
So they revert back to old habits. Yes,
because you need to see the effects of it there and then. Then the motivation level is high. I think that's the challenge will always be our habits, and the plus will be that you can actually see the there and then impact of it. These two
with
things.
these devices. Yes, okay. I'll say about my challenges. In a way, as I said, this device, as soon as it was on me, it made me conscientious straight away about changing my lifestyle, starting to eat healthier, even though we were told not to make any changes in the first 2 weeks. But I suppose when you're a conscientious person, you're like, oh, and when you have to make a note of what you're eating, because that's what Graham does. He looks at the pharmacist that is behind all this, Graham Phillips. He analyzes the data. He looks at what you're eating, what it's doing to your body, and then he advises you. And when you're taking a picture of your food or writing it down and making a note of every little food you're eating, you feel very guilty. Oh my gosh, what have I been eating all these years? You know? And I think that's something you struggled with as well, like accountability, that taking responsibility for your actions and seeing,
So in the whole day when you're not writing that you've eaten 5 vegetables or fruits or anything,
you was like, wow, I didn't eat anything healthy today.
God, what have I eaten then all day? I've not eaten anything good.
Yeah,
when you see that, then it makes you think that and it's a slow change, and it's the change is inside
in your head. And the first response, I think, for me and for both of us, is I think it was a guilt response. We felt guilty about the way that we'd been leading our lives, in a way abusing our gut with all the things throwing in our bodies, like sugar and high carb diet that we were on. And I think for both of us it was slightly different. For me, it pushed me the opposite direction. It made me sort of want to cut everything and go cold turkey. Whereas for you were sort of going one step forward, taking a few steps back, because it was causing you a little bit of like cognitive dissonance, because you were trying to see, you knew that food is bad for you, but your body wanted it because you were stuck with habit, and it was easier and more convenient. So you were stuck in that polarity in your mind, and I think that was a challenge, getting past habits. What have you learned about yourself in the last week?
What I've learned is that it's not that hard to make small changes, and it's only the small changes which can make big differences. Thinking about vegetables, I'm like, what vegetables? Can you really do 5 vegetables? Can you really eat vegetables with every meal? Actually, it's not that hard having a fistful of vegetable, but we just don't do it. It's convenience, isn't it? We reach out for whatever is available, just eat that. Whereas when you get into that conscientious way of eating, you're looking at your plate, you're like, okay, so what sort of protein have you eaten today? How much carbs is this? So you're literally looking at your plate before eating, and you know in your head that this is not right, that is not right. And then I think that noticing these changes is bringing the change.
Yes, it's about becoming aware. Opening your eyes and ears to the patterns and lifestyle that you've gotten into, which we often become a bit used to, and we just whatever.
Yeah.
And we just eat blindly. We're just reaching for food, and we just put it in our mouth, and we're not thinking about it. Whereas this even in the first week, it's forced us to think about what we're eating. You know, for me, what I've learned about myself is that having my mum there, who's also going through it, because I think you were finding it slightly more struggleful because you've actually got high blood pressure and prolongevity are trying to do something about it. So your treatment's a lot more serious than mine. As in, you have to do the blood pressure readings every day, twice a day. You have to do your blood sugar readings. You have to record your food, which I do as well. But mum's is the added pressure of doing the blood pressure as well. And we've got a goal in mind for you that we're trying to achieve, and you're going to be doing it for the whole 8 weeks. So for me, it's been a case of trying to convince you, trying to motivate you, trying to keep you on track, and making sure that you don't fall. Because when you're going on a journey like this, it's very easy to be like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. Yeah, I'm going to give up, you know? And you've had that several times in just the first week. For me, I've learned that I've become more conscientious with my diet because I've had to do that with you. I've had to tell you what to do. And as a whole, when you do things as a team, as a family, and even Arya, my brother, he's become more conscious about his food as well. The whole family goes on the journey, you know? And it makes it easier when so many people are involved, when everybody's taking a more conscious, lifestyle choice, so to speak. What sort of reactions have you had from others?
Well, my work colleagues have been, they've been surprised. They're like, okay, so what is it about? And, why have you got it? Because I don't think you're diabetic. So I'm like, no, I am not diabetic, but I can become diabetic. So that's why it's precautionary. So they were like, okay, that sounds really cool. I'm like, yes. So they have asked questions, and they have been quite intrigued that, got this device and how easy it is to get an app and record it. And, people, they have been surprised, I would say. Yeah.
It's surprising that you say that, because where you work in Primark, you see all sorts of people there. And you'd think that medics would know more than the general public. The perception is that you have a blood sugar monitor and only type 1 diabetic people use it.
Yeah.
That's generally the consensus, that why would you need to take blood sugar readings? Mum, your primary reason was blood pressure as well as the pre-diabetes control. Yeah. The pre-diabetes wasn't your massive concern. It was mainly your blood pressure. And as you said, people are like, oh, so this can be used for prevention as well. That's the same thing. Exact same reaction I've had from educated medics and healthcare professionals. And that goes to show how little we as a society, no matter what education level we are at, know about prevention. And I've always gone on and on and on about how prevention is better than cure. It's not just my concept. It's something that's been said through hundreds of years. We don't focus on it enough.
No.
And here's a device and a treatment plan, so to speak, because it's a multidisciplinary treatment plan, as you see, with a pharmacist, a GP, and a nutritionist all working together, which works on prevention more than cure. It's not introducing anything into your body. It's actually just you becoming more aware of what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
That's been the sort of reaction I've had as well, and I've at least had this conversation with people. So, yes, that was our week 1 update. Stay tuned for our week 2 update. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.